Nation, we are back. It's a Shieldmore party, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. Man, y'all know what time it is. It is a Shieldmore party tonight. One of our guys is not going to be able to make it, Mr. Wasted Talent, Mr. Raider Unlimited. He has some business to attend to tomorrow, you guys. We'll see. Maybe he pops up randomly. And we sent the bat signal out to little bro, Andy. He may pull up in the latter part of the show. But until then, man, I got both of my brothers here in the building. Hammer, what's good, bro?
What's good? Y'all know who it is. Y'all do me a favor. Throw those ones up in the chat, y'all.
Acknowledge me, sir. You are acknowledged, kind sir. We also have our brother who kind of disappeared off the face of the internet earth. It's always good for our brother to grace us with his presence, man. Our brother, Big Mike Raider. What's good, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. It's good to be back. Let's get it, man. We got some things to talk about. I'm excited, man. Good to see y'all. It's always good to see y'all, man. Shout out to the chat as well, man.
I wanted to read this real quick because I love this because somebody said, what are we talking about tonight? There's not really a lot to talk about, right? So Dolph, salute to Dolph. He is a GOAT. This is a goated comment right here. He says, these guys could come on here and talk about baking cakes, and most of us would still watch.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of cakes, man, never mind.
I have a feeling I knew where you were going with this.
Yeah, don't mind me, bro. It's Sunday, you know.
Was it some WWE shit?
It could have been. You never know.
Okay.
We could have went anyway with that one, but hey, you know.
Salute to low life Ray. He says, Dolph, you ain't wrong. Salute to my guy. Salute to Raider Ryder on becoming a member on both channels. We appreciate you, man. Also, you guys, salute to our brother Big Mike, man. Make sure you guys go over there. We cannot connect the channel. We had some technical difficulties tonight, but moving forward, we will have it fixed. Make sure you guys go subscribe to our brother Big Mike Raider. We're trying to get him back into the swing of things this season. I know last year was a tough season on all us Raider fans. You know what I mean? So it was really, I know Mike is just like, I'm ready to pack it up and get the fuck out of here, man. But I know you got life and you got a career and family and all that good stuff. But if you guys want to see Big Mike back in the fold, man, full time next season, do me a favor. Put a 1 in the comment section and let our brother Big Mike know that he is well needed within this Raider stratosphere that we call Raider content on YouTube, man. Also, go subscribe to our brother Hammer. If you guys are not subscribed yet, Hammer, let them know where you're at, where to follow you if they're over on my channel.
Raider Nation News today. You could either put that or search Hammer's House on YouTube, and it's pretty much at the very top. So make sure to hit that button, y'all. Much appreciated.
Love it, man. Salute to everybody with all the ones in the chat. We appreciate all the love. Raider Ryder, once again, appreciate you, man, for becoming Green Dot Gang. If you guys want to become members, become Green Dot Gang, hit the links. They're pinned up on both mine and Hammer's channel. And Big Mike, do you have a membership over there yet?
Not yet, but we about to get it started.
There you go. So make sure you become a member.
Activated again. Hey, we got it, man. Big Mike Raider, search. That's the first thing that pops up. When you get there, you guys know the deal, man. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Big Mike Raider.
Salute to BS Sports, man. Well, Will Be Sports? Salute to my guy. We're going to start here. So I know some of you guys probably seen the news earlier that Shedeur Sanders decided to not throw at the combine. This has kind of been a offseason, trend for him. Went to the Shrine Bowl, didn't participate in any of the football activities. He is going to be interviewing you guys, which is great because there's all these fake narratives about him having a questionable, character and so on and so forth. So I like that he's going to be out there speaking to general managers. I seen it live and live in color at the Shrine Bowl, him speaking with the GM from the Titans, the Browns, DeBall, the Giants head coach. What do you guys think about this? Because I'm going to be honest. You guys know I'm a Shedeur advocate. I don't like this. I don't like this at all because I know people were saying that Caleb and Jaden Daniels didn't throw last year.
Yeah.
That's cool. This isn't that situation. Shedeur can use as much ammunition going into the draft as possible. And what I mean by that is I trust in Shedeur. I think he can be that guy at the next level. But I think that we can all agree that we look at Caleb and Jaden Daniels kind of on a different tier. They were already that number 1 and number 2 guy with Drake right there. Drake May in that 1, 2, 3 range.
Right.
This is a weak class. And there's a lot of talk right now with Shedeur being a second-round talent. A lot of people think that he may drop down boards. Mel Kiper stated that, a lot of teams don't like his skill set at the next level and so on and so forth. I just thought that maybe he could have built up a little extra credit at the combine, throwing with some unknown receivers because he's going out to Colorado to his pro day to throw the football. But once again, he's going where he is comfortable with the receivers that he's accustomed to throwing the football to. We're going to start here with Hammer. How do you feel about him not throwing at the combine? Is it a big thing? Should we not blow this out of proportion? Or do you think that this is something that we should have an issue with?
Are we blowing out of proportion, or is the media blowing out of proportion? And now we have to talk about it because these people like to talk out of their asses. At the same time, I was going over this for a good couple of weeks in terms of Mel Kiper Jr. doing his spot on ESPN Radio New York, talking to draft, talking about these first couple of picks, talking about Shedeur, talking about Cam. And it's like he's changing his fucking story week after week after week. And now you're coming with this. Oh, teams don't like his character. Da-da-da-da-da. It's just more bullshit from ESPN because, again, who is Shedeur Sanders linked to the most right now going into this upcoming draft?
It's Raiders 1A, Giants 1B.
Yeah. Who does ESPN love to shit on?
Oh, the Raiders. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. At the same time, yes, in my opinion, I don't think Shedeur is at that top tier that Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May were on going into last year's draft. Do we want to see a little bit more of them? Combine, pro day. Yes, we didn't see him in the Shrine Bowl.
Yeah.
His very last collegiate game was a dumpster fire in a sense.
Yeah.
Got sacked, 9 times?
9 times.
Yeah.
I thought the kid was going to die out there.
He didn't have a bad game statistically by any means, but yes, they got blew out.
Yeah, I get what the combine's for. You got the guys that want to participate. He doesn't want to. Maybe daddy was in his ear as well. No disrespect.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
We know he'll go in there, do his interviews. He'll probably knock those out of the park. And everybody's going to have to wait to the pro day. And you just talked about it. Him doing his pro day, yeah, he's going to be throwing the guys that he's comfortable with. Well, what happens when you go to the NFL? You have a
well, you get an off season to develop that chemistry.
Yeah. But look, it's a whole new thing. You're going to be throwing to a whole bunch of new guys that you never threw to before.
Yeah.
Just get the work. Get the work. Big
Mike, how you feeling, man? Are they blowing this out of proportion, bro? Or do we have some type of, or does the media and fans kind of in outrage have a point here?
I think that it's a little bit of both. And I will say this. I say that it's kind of you can't get any higher where he is stock wise. People are saying that second round is where he's going to, he's in that second round range or late first or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of smoke. We saw this a couple years back with CJ Stroud, him kind of getting knocked back with his stock allegedly, right? Mm-hmm. And it turned out that he ended up going exactly where everybody thought he was going to go.
Yep.
I think it's all smoke and mirrors now. But the one thing that's going to help Shedeur Sanders to help his brand is speaking in front of people right now. That's going to help him more than actually throwing the ball right now.
Yeah.
He's going to let his, like I said, he's going to let his tape tell the story, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And he has
his tape is going to tell the story.
Yeah.
Ton of tape. Jackson State as far back as that.
Yeah.
Right. This year, last couple years, the offensive line for Colorado was letting him down.
The run game let him down.
The run game was letting him down. One-dimensional offense. They run in 10 personnel.
Yeah.
They're not really, they're real one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And that hurt Shedeur Sanders in that BYU game. That's
Definitely.
why he got sacked 9 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily him being a terrible quarterback. Yeah, you could say they maybe held on to the ball a little bit longer, but he's a playmaker.
Yeah.
You got to look at it from that lens that this guy is he's trying to make plays out there when he's working shorthanded, trying to get it to those big time playmakers. So yeah, maybe he took some sacks that he shouldn't have, pause if necessary, but super pause. But it is what it is. I think that it's going to be the interviews that's going to really help him out as far as building his brand, making his stock rise a little bit more. And then that pro day, let's be honest, right? With quarterbacks, we like to see them in the pro days more than we like seeing them at the combine. The combine is, measurables. They're throwing in a contained environment. You're not really seeing much. You don't really get a good grasp. Now I know that we saw last year with Michael Penix Jr.
Yes.
His stock rose a lot in the combine.
Yes.
But
also the kid out of Tennessee, Milton as well.
Right.
A lot of people were talking about him because he threw the football out of the damn arena, out of the damn stadium.
Right. But I think for Shedeur, I think like we already know when it's all said and done, he's that top 5. He's in that top 5 window. He's 1A, 1B to Cam Ward. I don't think that has changed. I don't think anything's going to change that. The worst that can happen is he has a terrible combine, his stock drops.
Well, let me ask you this, Big Mike, to kind of piggyback. Him and Cam have been putting out tape left and right together as a unit, right? So they've been putting out, they're everywhere. Vegas, they're at SMU. I mean, we see a ton of tape with them throwing the football. But how do you feel about this if Cam Ward goes out there at the combine and throws the football and Shedeur decides not to? Is that a knock to Shedeur? And is that a clear advantage for Cam Ward to be the top quarterback in this very thin class that a lot of people think?
I think Cam Ward, he kind of gets a black eye a little bit, a slight bit, because remember, he sat out that second half of that bowl game.
Yeah.
So to me, it's
broke that record and sat out.
Yeah. So it's almost like it kind of evens out at that point, right?
I like that. You're right.
I think it really doesn't matter whether or not. Well, it does matter if Shedeur throws the ball, but it can only hurt him rather than him going out there and having a good combine. It really doesn't make much of a difference. But if he goes out there and stinks it up, his stock drops. It's being confirmed that it pretty much gets confirmed that where he's supposed to be second round, it's solidified right there. And that only hurts him. Yeah. One thing that he can improve on is his relations with the media, his relations with people in front office and all that stuff. So speaking is only going to help him out. That's my thing. He
definitely cleaned that up at the Shrine Bowl. Like I said before, I watched him talk to general managers, scouts, fans. He did interviews with the media. I mean, he definitely went out there and showed that he's a very articulate young man. That he's not only a football player, and that whole stigma of having this disgusting character is just all a false narrative created by the media because of the Sanders effect. Salute to James on the $2. Salute to Raider C as well. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to our brother Hug. Love seeing these 3 of the GOATs of Shieldmore on the live. Big Mike about to show y'all he's getting strong lately, repping 225 like Barbie weights.
Yeah, man.
Get some. You know what's funny? Hey, Big Mike, I knew you were coming on the show tonight, right? Babe, what did I do right before I came here? Literally. I went in the garage and I did 4 sets. Immediately, I said, "Nope, Big Mike ain't about to have me out here looking crazy, bro." Salute to Hug, our brother out there getting his workout in as well. Started this year, man. Salute to our brother. Good luck on your journey, bro. Salute to 2-4 as well. This Shedeur thing is setting us up nicely. I agree. I think that, and I've said this on many shows, I think that he's going to be there at 6. I do. I know there's a lot of rumor and innuendo out there that he'll potentially, or let me say this, that the Giants, the Cleveland Browns told him to sit out the Shrine Bowl. And now there's some chatter about him potentially not throwing because those teams told him to go out there. Don't worry about going out there and throwing the football, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe any of that. I really don't. I don't believe any of that. I think that Dion has been here and done this, and he knows the game. And he's saying, look, son, just follow my lead. I got this. You're not going out there to throw the football. What we're going to do is we're going to make you look really good in Boulder when you go out there and throw with Will Shepherd. You go out there and throw with your guys. And once again, you may take a massive step up into that top 3 if some people feels like he may fall out of that top 3. You know what I mean? So real quick, salute the Raider War Report as well on a $10 special. As always, man, salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. I didn't even say that yet. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, man. Break them thumbs. Like the thumb, like our brother Big Mike says. As always, we appreciate every single one of you guys for spending your Sunday evening with us. You cannot throw when other quarterbacks. You can't not throw when other quarterback stocks are rising. I know he is accurate, but his arm appears weak to me. But not on Burrow's level. who some compare him to. And that was kind of been the one knock, right? A lot of people have stated that Shedeur doesn't really have that arm strength to get it done at the next level. There are a lot of Joe Burrow comparisons. I've even said it. When I watch him, I see it. But yes, Jackson Dart stock is rising by the day. Will Howard going out there and win that national title. And now the connection with Chip Kelly, the Raiders may take him in the second or third round. Like, there's slim pickings at the quarterback position here. Like, we could potentially see the kid, Tyler out of Louisville? I always butcher his last name.
Yeah, Show or something like that.
Yeah, he's starting to rise up a lot of boards. I mean, there's going to be come on, man. We know that Jalen Milroe is a physical specimen. And somebody may say, we can't pass up on that kind of athleticism. Right. You know what I mean? So I agree with you, Will Report. I do believe that it's kind of tough for him to do. I love Shedeur, but I've also said this publicly a few times. And Hammer, I want your opinion on this. I feel like sometimes he overvalues himself. There's no problem with thinking that your value is this. That I just feel like Shedeur, this isn't a CJ Stroud situation. This isn't a Jaden Daniels situation. You are probably the best quarterback in my eyes, 1A, 1B with Cam Ward in this draft in a weak class. You know what I mean? So, and I think that if Shedeur goes to the right system, i.e. with Tom Brady and Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, he could be phenomenal at the next level. But we can say that about any quarterback, right, Big Mike? I mean, honestly, you put any quarterback in a situation, in the right situation, and they can get it right. I mean, but Hammer, how do you take that, man?
Again, who's his father?
Well, I mean, his father is the greatest cornerback of all time.
Right, but, he's got that little arrogance, that little swag. Chip off the old block. And you're talking about other teams he could potentially go to. What if he does go to the Giants?
What if the Jets move up?
You have the GM and Dable pretty much on the hot seat going into this coming season. There's reports out there that the Jets could be going a full overhaul and giving a shit ton of draft capital away for the next 3 years to move up to one to get their quarterback. Yeah, what if he goes to the Jets? QB purgatory number 1. His career is going to be fucking ass. Point blank period, the end.
Chances are. Yeah.
I think right now the best fit would be us, and it's not because, we're diehard Raider fans. We love our team. It makes sense in terms of what has been built so far in terms of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
In terms of our minority owner who has an incredible amount of say and a whole lot of pull as it pertains to movement moving forward in terms of making the right decisions moving forward for this team to be successful. We need a quarterback. We need a quarterback of the future. Now, we've talked about Stafford. We've talked about Darnold. Talked about Rodgers a little bit as well. Would it make sense to have one of those guys here? Yes. Does it still make sense to draft a quarterback of the future? Let that quarterback learn behind one of these veterans for a year? Yes.
Yeah.
I do believe Shedeur's that answer. If they decide to go another route and go best player available in the first round, second round they go get a quarterback, then so be it. But if they do it, it's obviously for the greater good of this franchise moving forward.
Real quick, salute to Brave, our brother, man, gifting 10 OLV memberships. Salute to my dog, Rick, always supporting what we do over here. My brother, salute to you, man, love. Salute to all the new Green Dot Gang members in the building. If you guys want to become members of our channels, me and Hammer both have the links pinned up top. If you guys want to support, it helps us keep the lights on, especially in the off season. So salute to our guy, Rick. Rosetown in the building. If Sanders don't fall to us, get Dart or Howard next year. It's quarterback deep. Get a top quarterback. It's a 2 or 3 year process to get this thing right on both sides. And I love that you said that, Rosetown, because we're going to transition into the next part of the show, which is the Matthew Stafford talk. Okay. It looks like they're in agreement here that he's going to go out here and kind of test the market, kind of see what teams would be interested in him. And, what that capital would look like in terms of draft capital. We know the Rams are searching for a early round pick, preferably a number 1, which I think is kind of crazy for a 37-year-old. But I don't know if you guys seen this today, but Vinny B dropped something kind of interesting today on Twitter, put out a tweet. And this is a guy that came from the Los Angeles area in terms of media. I believe he used to cover the Rams in the past. Vinny B of the Las Vegas Review Journal came out and said something to keep an eye on. Per sources, the persuasiveness of Tom Brady as a recruiter for the Raiders. It will make things interesting during free agency and maybe even in the trade market. It's why you can't rule out Matthew Stafford as an option per sources. So I'm assuming that this is probably coming from somebody in that building that he has ties with out there in the Los Angeles area with the Rams. What do you guys think about this? We're going to start with Big Mike. And what do you think, honestly, your assessment with the draft capital? What are you willing to give up for Matthew Stafford, a guy that's 37 years old, probably has maybe 2-3 years tops left to help us, transition into that next quarterback, whoever it is. I mean, honestly, Matthew Stafford might only have a few years. He might have Pete Carroll years left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you feel about this? What are you giving up for Matthew Stafford?
I give up a second. I give up a second for him.
Okay.
First is we definitely can't give up that first. I think we still need to draft a quarterback. And if that's the case, he needs to sit behind a Matthew Stafford. I'm cool with Stafford as long as he's going to be linked up together with Pete Carroll for how long Pete Carroll is going to be here for.
Yeah.
And then if, he walks off in the sunset along with Pete Carroll, that's cool. But what I want to see is continuity from that point, meaning whoever is with Pete Carroll, is he almost like the heir apparent to him, along with the heir apparent to Matthew Stafford coming up. Yeah. So that's what I want to see. I don't want to see like the two entities being separate and not linking together, not working together and trying to improve over the years. We need some continuity.
Now, what if you give up a second and Will Howard's gone? Because I'm assuming that he's going to rise up draft boards. He has that prototype body, 6'4", had a big year last year. 35 touchdowns, like 10 picks or something like that. Won a natty. I mean, if you move on from a second round pick, you're hoping at this point that you probably can get one in the third round. And at that point, it's kind of a mixed bag because I think Dart's going to be gone. I think he'll be a first round guy because his name is starting to ring a lot. Yeah. Shador's gone. And if you get Matthew Stafford, are you still trying to get one of those guys there early in the first? Do you take a Shador or a Cam, or do you move up to go get him to sit behind Matthew Stafford? I'm sorry, Shador, he has no character issues, but he's not sitting for 2 or 3 years. Yeah,
that's true.
It's not happening.
In that case, you would have to. You got 2/3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you take one of those thirds, package it up the following year with another second and move back into the second. There's still ways to get back into the second round without, just being like, you can give up the second and be like, all right, we got our eye. Just watch the board, watch what's going on. You slide in there right at the right time.
Yeah.
And, leapfrog a team that might be getting a Will Howard or whoever and getting that guy in the later second or mid second, whatever it may be. You can slide back in there and get that. Just, give up maybe next year's second.
You also have a Tyree Wilson or a Michael Mayer that you could potentially add into a trade package to move up. We got Brock. Essentially, we love Michael Mayer. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you can use him as something to move up in order to go get the quarterback. How do you feel, Hammer? What are you giving up for Matthew Stafford? Because I would love to see him in the silver and black. And I think that he would be the perfect transitional bridge quarterback. But honestly, it's like a 37-year-old, you're parting ways with draft capital. I know that people aren't going to agree with me on this. I would rather go get Aaron Rodgers for $10 or $15 million instead of trading for Matthew Stafford. I'm sorry. Like, if you can keep the draft capital, why do that?
One, when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, you won't have to trade shit and you won't have to pay him that much. You can give him the league vet minimum because the Jets are still paying his shit. Mm-hmm. Let's revisit real quickly the trade between the Packers and the Jets and how that package worked out. The Jets got Rodgers and they moved up 2 spots with the first round pick. They went from 15 to 13.
Mm-hmm.
And a 5th round pick. Packers received the 2023 first, 2023 second, 2023 sixth, conditional 2024 second that became a first if Rodgers played 65% of the plays in 2024. It's really tough to say because I really do not want to give up that first round pick.
Yeah.
Especially where it's 6. Where are the Rams? They're like 23, 24, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely at the back of the first round. They made a nice little run, won a playoff game. Yeah.
I'd much rather go the route of taking Aaron Rodgers on that league vet minimum. Hopefully, Tay doesn't even attempt to want to come back here.
Yeah.
But we still get our quarterback. Let him learn behind Rodgers for a year. Rodgers, less turnover prone than Stafford. I know the age will play a part in that too, but I'd much rather go the route of taking Rodgers.
Yeah. And I love Matthew Stafford. I think that he's one of the top. He could throw a football. that guy still has the arm strength. If you watch him last year, salute the tape, don't lie. They just put something up on Twitter. Man, he made a phenomenal throw in a tight window. I forgot who it was against. But, I mean, Matthew Stafford still has it. He definitely still has it. You know what I mean? But the bare minimum, like Big Mike said, one of those thirds, because you still have to pay him a shit ton of money. He still has an existing contract.
Right.
You know what I mean? So essentially, you're moving a mid-round pick to pay him top-tier quarterback money. So ideally, a third round, I would love to give a fourth. But there's going to be a team out there like Pittsburgh that's going to say, we want to go all in. We want to go all in. We'll give you our late first or mid-first round pick, for Matthew Stafford. So I don't see how this is going to work with the Raiders. I just don't, unless you're willing to part ways with an early draft pick. Like Mike said, potentially a second. You never know, man. One of these quarterback needy teams, Pittsburgh might say, look, Mike Tomlin might start feeling the pressure. Yeah. You start to finally hear it now, like, hey, man, you get into the playoffs, you're losing every year. Like that fan base is getting pissed, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. So maybe he goes all in, goes and gets Matthew Stafford, moves that first round pick. Who's to say? But I would rather, and I know a lot of people don't agree with Aaron Rodgers, I would rather go that route, bring him in, have him for a year or two, 2-year deal, second year be a team option, whether it's team option or an Aaron option, if he wants to retire or move on, so on and so forth. I'd rather go that route.
I got a question for you, though, in terms of
so the Q too, my dog.
What is the situation with Stafford? Like, I know his wife got on the social media and was saying whatever it was she was saying. Is it that he wants more money? Is that what the situation is right now?
I haven't really delved into that situation. I just know that their future's in the air, and I think right now it's more about Sean McVay if he wants to stick with Matthew Stafford. I think that's more along the lines of, it's kind of like an A-Rod thing, right? Where you get to that age and it's like, what did Aaron say the other day at TMZ? I want to go where they want me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that's this kind of situation. I think McVay is.
The only reason I'm asking is in terms of this.
I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
What he has remaining on his contract. This year, his base salary is $23 million.
Yeah.
Next year, his base salary for the 2026 season is $26 million. Now, if the Rams decide to cut him pre-June 1st of this season, you're looking at a dead money hit of $49 million. If they do it next season, you're looking at a $22 million cap hit. Now, post, you're looking at 26.6 this year, 22.6 next year. The money, knowing what the going rate for a top quarterback, what the average annual is for a top quarterback in the league right now, $26 million is not that bad.
It's not. And in a perfect world, what happens here is Pittsburgh brings back Justin Fields, or they bring back Russell Wilson, or I'm hearing a lot of Justin Fields to the Jets. I'm hearing a lot of him going with Aaron Glenn and, Garrett Wilson, his former guy from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense, right? So ideally, some of these guys are gone really early in free agency. They're already signed their respective teams. And then the Rams kind of got to take whatever they can get to move that contract. Yeah. But once again, you guys, the Rams don't have to move off from Matthew Stafford. They don't.
No.
They don't.
It's a matter of, and the Raiders have been guilty of this. You keep somebody just for a little bit too long, and now you're stuck with a guy who's, not really performing at the level he's supposed to be performing according to what he's getting paid.
Yeah,
they might be looking at it a little early. Let's move on from this before it kind of goes downhill. You see what they're doing with Cooper Kupp. They're trying to.
Great teams do this year in and year out. You see it. Great teams find a way to move these guys right before their window's up, and they move on at the right time. This is another brilliant move by Sean McVay. Yeah. I think that he knows he can work wonders with one of these next guys, and move forward and save some money. Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford, you guys, these are two situations where they're realistically cap casualties. Like they're trying to move those contracts, free up, and get into the next generation of quarterback. I don't think they're going to run with Stetson Bennett. I think they'll get another guy in this year's draft and they'll try to develop him, but they're trying to get cheaper at the position. And I think that Sean McVay can, whoever it is, he can unlock their full potential regardless. McVay is one of them ones. Real quick, salute to Hug. Honestly, the fit is just too good. Pause. Sanders got his dad's winning spirit, some swag that can handle LV, and a mentor who happens to be our minority owner. Him sitting behind someone like Stafford for a year would be epic. My take. I agree with you. And you know the funny thing is, Hug, I put this tweet out there. Salute to you on a $20 special, my brother. The thing is, I don't know if you've seen the Big Mike, but it's going to be very telling because there's a lot of talk about Tom liking Shador. There's a lot of talk of, Mark Davis, liking Shador. There's a lot of talk about him being a perfect fit in Las Vegas. Well, we're going to see here in a minute how Tom Brady actually really feels about Shador Sanders. Because honestly, he can have Shador. Tennessee is flirting with the idea of moving that number 1 spot. Cleveland, what are they going to do at the number 2 spot? They may move it and go full rebuild mode. They may move Myles Garrett. Who's to say, right? But it's going to be very telling here in the next few weeks to see what direction they're going to go in because Tom Brady holds all the cards in this situation.
It's funny that people were saying that he doesn't have the greatest arm in the world.
Yeah.
Tom Brady didn't have the greatest arm in the world either.
Nope, not at all.
And if he's been learning under Tom Brady, that's the perfect fit, right? Yeah. And on top of that, the offense we're not necessarily running a vertical attack either.
No,
that's not what we're going to be running. So, he fits in with what we're doing. It fits in
a lot of RPO
wise, like RPO and things.
Running the football a ton,
which he hasn't never had before. So
that is the thing now that we're talking about, and we're talking about this system. Aaron Rodgers ruptured his Achilles. Is he really as mobile as he once was?
No.
Is he going to go back? Are we going to go back to seeing the discount double check? Probably not. Stafford. I don't really see Stafford running a whole lot. So realistically, are they going to kind of water down the offensive scheme for one of those quarterbacks if we in fact get them? And then go back to more of the RPO once if Shador is here and is ready to be a starter? Like, how is this going to work?
Well, honestly, the thing is this. You want a dual threat in this system. You definitely do. But you don't need a guy that's going to go run the football a million times. Last year, Will Howard had 226 yards on 105 carries. That's not earth-shattering, right? I don't think that they want a guy that's going to go out there and run the football a ton in this system. There's the reason why they're going to go probably double dip and maybe even get a running back let me say this. Sincere's under contract. Dylan's under contract. I think they're going to get 2 in the draft. Either way, they're going to ground and pound the football.
I feel like they're going to go and take somebody in free agency at the running back position.
We're going to talk about that here in a second.
Then I think they will probably take one running back somewhere between 2 and 4, and maybe get a second one probably in the 7th round.
Is it going to be Henderson or Judkins? Maybe a Chip Kelly guy?
Maybe.
Okay, salute to Rick, man, gifting 10 Raider Nation News Today memberships. Our brother Rick, we love you, bro. We appreciate you. If you guys want to become members, once again, hit the links that pinned up top. We got 1,000 people in the building. Salute to everybody watching on Hammer's channel, my channel, Twitter. Salute. Just make sure you guys get those thumbs up, man, and also hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Raider War Report, I would give up a second for Stafford, draft GT in the 1st. If we can rob Seattle and get DK for 3rd, then we're cooking with grease. So, all right, I really feel that.
City of Squala.
That was probably one of the best ones we've seen tonight. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm not going to lie to you. It's clean. That's a good look, man. That's what I would do. Still need a quarterback Mike, in that situation.
Hey, real quick, Tiff said, you didn't mention Mike's channel right there. What are you doing? I said, oh, shit. I've been mentioning Mike's channel the whole time. The mother of Shieldmore, Mrs. Graphic Raider. No, but go ahead, man. My bad.
Yeah, hey, I was referring to the previous super chat, man. It's that seems like a pretty good plan, man. Especially if we can get DK for 3rd. Now you got 2 serious wide receivers with a very underrated Jacoby Myers and a DK Metcalf who's a vertical threat.
Okay, well, all your salary cap is gone. You're paying Matthew Stafford. You're paying DK because you're trading for him to give him a new deal. Yeah, he's on a expiring deal here. So, and then you have to figure out what some of your guys you're going to bring back. You got to pay your draft class. We can still free up a ton of money though, you guys. We can restructure.
Things can get restructured.
Christian Wilkins. We can move Gardner Minshew, which we will. I think that frees up like $6-7 million. So we could do it, but that's a ton of draft capital. But that's a win now move. I want you guys' opinion on this because salute to the 33rd team. What do you guys think about this deal right here? Okay. Raiders receive DK Metcalf in the 137th pick. It's a 4th pick. We give up a 2nd round pick for DK Metcalf.
No. I'll give up the 3rd round pick. I'm not giving up a 2nd round pick for DK Metcalf. I'm sorry. This is another dude that's going to be asking for big money in the next year or two.
30 shit, this year probably.
This coming season is his.
This is an expiring. He's on an expiring deal.
That I'll give you the 3rd for him, and then we could figure something out down the road for a contract extension. But I'm not giving up a 2nd round pick. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree.
Too early. Especially there's some nice big body X receivers in this year's draft. If you want to go get Trey Harris, 6'3", 6'4", you got Higgins. There's a long list of guys that you can go out there and get on rookie deals and not have to pay a massive amount of money for a guy that had under 1,000 receiving yards this year. I understand he's Pete Carroll's guy, and I love DK Metcalf. I would love for him to be in the silver and black. But a 2nd round pick, no. I'd move a 3rd and I do that. I give up a 3rd to go get DK. We got 2 of them. Essentially, you traded Devontae for DK Metcalf, a younger 27-year-old wide receiver that you have to pay. I'm cool with that. I'm cool. Raider World Park, do you think they would swap firsts for Stafford? I've seen a lot of talk about that. I've seen a lot of talk. I'm going to be honest. That'd be something that I would at least think about that. I mean, you're moving from 6 to the 20s, and there's going to be a ton of talent there. There's still going to be a ton of talent there in the 1st round. Yeah. I mean, I don't know where you go there at that point. Where do you – what position? Is it just BPA right there? I don't know. We don't really know what spy test going to look like here with full reins and full control.
I think it would – I definitely believe it would be best player available if we decided to make a trade like that. It would be best player available, and then the 2nd round we go and get a quarterback, and then we continue to fill the necessary holes that we need to fill throughout the rest of the draft.
Yeah. And in that situation, maybe BPA is a quarterback. Maybe you do look at a Jackson Dart in that later mid to late, whatever. Now you're cooking.
And you have that extra 3rd. You could potentially package that up, move up, and still play the board. I mean, there's so many moves we can make. So now this is the thing. He said, wasn't it reported that a lot of messed up stuff behind the scenes between Devontae and the Raiders front office? Look, I can talk about it now because one of our guys is no longer in the building. Let me say this. Devontae had no issues with Mark Davis. He had no issues with any of the staff. Well, let me not say any of the staff. There was an issue with Antonio Pierce. So, and some other players in the building did have their little spats with Devontae because they didn't like how he conducted himself sometimes, kind of a me behavior, right? And wide receivers, that's who they are. I mean, that's just the diva shit comes with superstar wide receivers. And to be honest, Devontae is like the
he's diva light,
but like he's not an AB. He's not these other guys that just command everything. But
exactly.
There was an issue with AP though, Big Mike. I think I told you behind the scenes, right?
No, you didn't. But you could. The writing was on the wall in the preseason. I hate to go back to old news, but the writing was on the wall in the preseason when there was that disagreement of, hey, everybody's playing. This is what AP said. Everybody's playing. Look, and then
AP wanted to knock Devontae out.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty obvious, bro.
No. Like straight up, even went to other coaches and was like, bro, I'm gonna knock this dude out. Like he had to be restrained. Bro, I want to knock this dude out. And then there's the reason. Like I don't know why. Put 2 and 2 together here, you guys. What did Devontae say? I got to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't know what I was dealing with behind the scenes, and I had to get.
Now you know, boys.
Head coach wanted to knock you the fuck out. I mean, and this is coming from somebody that is literally that had to pull, AP. Like, yo, you can't do that. You can't do that. So if you guys want to make this we've kind of spoke on it before, Hammer, but y'all want to make this a viral moment and say, oh, is it true? It's true. And I know for sure it's facts. But Devontae had no issues with Mark Davis. He had no issues with the upper management. or none of that stuff. There was no issues, yeah, he didn't like the quarterback situation. Yes, the Getsy thing did not work, and that was his guy, right? And he had to kind of eat that a little bit, just like how Max did with AP. Went to bat for him, we shit the bed. Max kind of said, you know what, this year I'm hands off. Y'all figure it out. That's not my job. You know what I mean? But
right.
I'm gonna say this: Hammer. Devontae doesn't have an issue with upper management. Didn't have an issue with the GM. He didn't even know the GM like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was first year guy with Tom Telesco. Wasn't a situation like that. But yes, there was some turmoil behind the scenes. And I mean, and bro, anybody that played football, you guys know this. I mean, motherfuckers box and shit in the locker room all day, every day.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to, you duke it out, settle your differences, shake hands after that, and move on. Yeah, sometimes that's the case.
Yeah, but I mean, AP that Compton came out. It's about to be real Compton on EPA, real life beef. And Devontae was on a flight to New York. So there you go. Salute to Roos, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network membership. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you on becoming a member as always. Appreciate you. Welcome to Green Dot Gang. Salute to all the new Green Dot Gang in the building. That's what I meant, because I know SC has been here for many moons. So salute. S-Dot says Compton's in the house. Definitely, man. Love Compton. Compton. Salute to everybody here. We went over the whole situation with Matthew Stafford. We talked about that. We talked about the Shedeur stuff. He won't be throwing at the combine. Will that kill his stock? Honestly, I think we can kind of all come together here. I wish he would have went out there and threw the football. I don't think it's going to technically kill his stock, because once again, this is a very thin class. And I think that already there's a ton of teams in the top 10 that can use the quarterback. And I think that at least one of them is not going to be able to help themselves, and they're going to go out on a limb to get the quarterback. So I think Shedeur is fine. He may drop down to 6 because of this, or there may even be other reasons why he goes to 6. Once again, Mel Kiper stating that some teams don't want a quarterback in the NFL, in today's NFL, that have his particular skill set, that pocket passer, doesn't really run the football a lot, so on and so forth. So we shall see. I'll be at the combine Friday, you guys. Hopefully I can maybe get an interview with Shedeur Saturday. It's wide receiver, running back, quarterback day Saturday. So me and Stu will be in the building. Hopefully I can try and get a couple questions in and we can talk about it. So, and you guys, I didn't mention that whole Devontae, because I see a lot of you guys talking about it here. I didn't mention that to shit on Devontae, and I definitely did not mention it to shit on AP. I was asked to not mention that until AP that decision was made. He's no longer in the building. I don't think he's going to speak on it. And once again, my guy moved. A whole lot of shuffling happened in that locker room. And some other guys aren't there anymore, so we can talk about it. So it is what it is. Real quick, salute to Soul once again. Makes more sense. I remember that last offseason when AP was doing a lot of interviews after getting the job. He had a ton of great things to say about Jacoby, but always was a little dismissive about DA. Let me say this. From what I was told, AP was very infatuated with Devontae's game. And who isn't? Devontae's one of the greatest wide receivers in the game. You know what I'm saying? I think that he could put his ego to the side to coach, Devontae. But the thing was, it was just countless. Once that one thing, the receiver show, once that came out and it was said publicly, there was no coming back from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no coming back from that. You always say, oh, it's not that. The media is making this, big thing. Well, now we see it. You got to get me the fuck out of here. I'm gonna die out here. Ooh, you were extra dramatic.
Yeah.
That lost a few people in that locker room. It's yo, bro, are you fucking kidding me, bro? I wish Tim Brown with the 93 quarterbacks that he had, in Oakland / LA, or what I mean? Oakland. Well, no, he played in LA. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
I wish he would have been he's gonna get me killed. Man, come on, man. We don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear that shit. You're making millions and millions of dollars to go out there and play the game that you love. Just go out there, man. I mean, there's only a handful of quarterbacks that don't throw hospital balls, Big Mike, in the NFL. Most of these guys
they all
in harm's way. You know what I mean? So, salute to 2-4. Graph equals wasted. Gather around the fire in his storytelling. Salute to my guy 2-4. My brother, I appreciate you. Yeah, man, Wasted missed a good one today, man.
Yeah,
over there sleeping and shit. And sleep is for the weak, Wasted. Come on, bro. Come on, man. I'm going to sleep after this shit too.
Yeah.
Salute to 2-4. As always, once again, y'all, I want to let's go into this running back talk because there's a lot of weird articles and reports, right now. And Big Mike put the perfect tweet out there. Loved it. Like report sources, blah, blah, blah. Right now, this time of the year, it's all bullshit, you guys. People are looking for shit to talk about. People are looking for just throwing out ideologies and concepts into the universe and hoping it happens, hoping shit sticks so they can say, I was the one to say it first. I seen something interesting, and I forgot who this was. Was it Sports Illustrated or it was somebody that stated that they can see the Raiders making a trade for running back DeAndre Swift. Okay. This is a guy that is going to be year 2 with Chicago, still really young, played a year with his new head coach, Ben Johnson, in Detroit before he went to Chicago. Didn't have a great year last year. I think he only averaged 3.8 yards per carry, right? And we don't know if Ben Johnson wants to run it back with him. I know for sure they're going to get another running back in this year's insane draft class. Don't be shocked if it's GT there at 10 or wherever they are. They may take him and get a generational guy to pair with Caleb in the backfield. But they said the Raiders to trade. This lets you know how bad media is. The Raiders move a 5th-round pick for DeAndre Swift, who has, I think, a few years left on his deal, right? In the deepest running back class in the world where you can get a running back, and I'm a big DeAndre Swift fan. You can get a running back that's better than him, probably in the 5th round, on a rookie deal. So why would you move a 5th-round pick, Hammer, for DeAndre Swift? Make it make sense.
Bullshit.
That's it. That's it. Like, come on with that. Like, there's a pretty decent list of free agents. I see somebody in the chat just asked about Kamara. Kamara, absolutely not. He's owed like $14-15 million a year.
Yeah.
But why trade when you have a couple of these running backs available in free agency as well? Like I said, I'd much rather go the route of let's sign one of the free agents, preferably Najee Harris or even Aaron Jones. Get a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round. Done. I'm not going to trade a 5th-round pick, waste draft capital for the likes of Swift. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't. It actually makes no sense in the world to make that move. What do you think about DeAndre Swift in the silver and black Big Mike for a 5th-round pick in this crazy deep running back class?
Word is starting to come out around the league that sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's stupid. Let's just be honest. Thank you. And to me, man, like, why do we need to get a running back that's the tread is worn out now?
Yeah.
I honestly don't even want to get a Najee Harris.
Okay.
I don't even want a Najee Harris. The running backs that we do have currently on this roster is cool as ancillary pieces, and I want to draft a guy. Yeah. I don't really want a guy that's been somewhere else first. I don't think it works.
Alvin Kamara is 30. He'll be 30 years old, you guys, in July. Right. And he probably can't go to Vegas anymore.
Yeah, he shouldn't be going.
And people don't realize, I love Alvin Kamara. He's never had 1,000 yards rushing ever. Yeah, he's great in the passing game, phenomenal in the passing game. Alvin Kamara is a weapon for real. He's never had 1,000 yards rushing ever. So why would you make a move for a 30-year-old running back who's getting paid a shit ton of money?
Yep.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, none of it makes sense. We need to draft a quarterback. Now, one guy that we really haven't mentioned is Zamir White. What are we doing with him?
I'd move him. I think you save like $800,000.
Yeah, I think we should move him too. But what is this? What does the front office think about Zamir White? Was he in the right situation before? How do you use him? Can we still use him? He's on a contract year. Yeah. You know what I mean? Can we get the best out of him this year? I'm not saying he's a starter. I don't think he's a starter. He should have never been a starter to begin with. But can you have him as your second running back and you bring another guy in? Or,
Scout had an interesting take on that, Big Mike. Scout had an interesting take. I said, let's move Zamir White. I said, it makes no sense. He said that Dylan runs a system kind of tailor-made the way Georgia ran the football with Zamir White. So they're going to change things up. Chip Kelly's scheme will be a little bit more, catering to his skill set. So he said that he expects him to remain on the team next year, or at least get through training camp. And because I'm like, look, bro, just move him. You can almost damn near save $1 million. Think about this. You move Zamir White and you move Gardner Minshew. I think you have like $7-8 million right there. Yeah. You know what I mean? You already have Sincere, who kind of showed you what he can do at the end of the year. You have Dylan Lowby, who you have no idea what the hell he can do at this point. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, is he going to get a shot this year? And then once again, a deep class. And then there's some interesting names out there, like Hammer said, Aaron Jones, a guy that's getting up there in age. But I don't know what is that money going to look like. Maybe if we do bring in Sam Darnold, they bring they got that camaraderie out there, the year together in Minnesota. I mean, maybe that happens. Or honestly, you guys are not going to agree with me on here. 2 years of being injured, but Nick Chubb, look, if he's healthy, right, he has to take a 1 year prove it deal anyway. No one's going to sign Nick Chubb to a massive deal right now. And honestly, I think he remains in Cleveland regardless. Yeah. But Chubb would be interesting depending on the price tag. If he was inexpensive, someone you could bring it, I think he would fit perfect in what Chip Kelly's trying to do. I think that'd be a phenomenal pickup.
Aaron Jones's market value right now as it stands is $5.6 million. He made $7 last year, so it dropped.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb's calculated market value right now is 3.3.
Hey, I mean, you get him as long as you're not going all in on a Nick Chubb to be your guy. You got to draft another guy. But I'm all right with it. Money wise, it makes sense, and if things don't go well, now you got Sincere, you got whatever's going on with Dylan Lobby, to kind of combine and bring that same kind of production. And then you got what you would assume whoever you draft is going to be your starter.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have to be the workhorse. Big Mike Chuck could come in. This is a guy before these 2 years where he was injury riddled. Yeah, he averaged over 5 a clip his whole career. His whole career, he can get it done in a passing game. He can run the football effectively. Once again, it comes down to, will he be able to play? Is he going to be durable? But a 1 year prove it deal, man, and no state tax. Bring him on in. I would do that. Only if you take one running back in this year's draft. If you take one. If you double up, Chubb,
then doesn't matter.
Move on. Go wherever you're going to go. Stay in Cleveland, whatever. But I would love to do it if we brought in just one running back. I would love to bring him in.
It's gonna be interesting to see what we do with Zamir White. That's one guy that a lot of people are just assuming that he's gonna be gone. We don't know. We don't know. He should be gone. I think all of us agree he should be gone. But
his 13 fucking horses with blinders have better vision than he does, bro.
And, originally we talked about it. Like, Zamir did not want to be in Vegas. You know what I mean? Like the year prior to last year, where he kind of showed some signs of life at the end of the season, like he was really like missing the South. He wanted to, he was just like, Vegas is not the move. I miss my horses. I miss my farm. Like, he's a country boy at heart.
He should probably go to the Saints.
Go to the Panthers. Go to the Panthers. I'm pretty sure he lives in the Carolinas, bro. Go to the Panthers, then.
Go be the third option in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, go back home.
Send us Algier. I'll be all right with that.
Yeah. All day, every day. Salute to Troy. Brady said his best attribute is he could read the defense. Salute to my guy, Troy. And that's something you can't teach. Salute to Top. Yes. Najee, I think he is the one to pick up. Zeus is gone. He can't play 2 bad knees. I said all along, he was no way close to being a Jacobs type talent. This is the thing. Najee may outprice himself in Las Vegas. We talked about the Marshawn Lynch connection. Lynch is close with Pete Carroll. He's signed with the marketing agency of Marshawn. He's a Bay Area guy, very familiar with the Raiders and grew up watching them, right? I can definitely see the connection there. But if he commands $7 to $10 million a year, there's just no way. Yes, he's had over 1,000 yards rushing every single year, but I think he's only averaged 3.2 Hammer, something like that.
He's been heavy volume.
Yeah. He has a bad O-line out there in Pittsburgh these past few years, so they've struggled there. Also, but he's a dual threat. He can get it done in the passing game as well. So it'd be interesting to see, just not at the price tag. What is his market value, Hammer? Isn't it like $10 million? I could have swore it was like $10 million. While Hammer looks that up, man, salute to everybody here in the building. We got 1,100 people rocking with us. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. Once again, I want to thank our brother Big Mike for pulling up on us tonight too. Spend a minute. We know he's busy with doing everything he's doing. Me and Hammer do at least a show a week together, but it's always a blessing to have our Shieldmore brother, Big Mike, out and rocking with us. So once again, if you guys are not subscribed to our brother, Big Mike Raider, YouTube, go over there and hit that subscribe button. My fathers, can one of you guys put Big Mike's link to his channel in the chat if you can? If you guys can, leave, hit the subscribe button, pull back up.
So Najee's market value as it stands right now is 9.2. For his career on yards per carry on average, for his career, his yards per carry average is 3.9.
Okay, 3.9. I was off, way off, but still.
I mean, that's decent. It's anything flirting around 4 is what you want, to be honest with you.
But that's not what we thought he would be coming out of Alabama.
Right.
We thought this was going to be a guy that was going to come in and take the league by storm at the running back position.
That's true.
And it just really hasn't worked out. And now he's kind of the number 2 guy behind Warren in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I mean, it could be a situation where we see a second win, similar to what we've seen with Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. Everybody figured that these guys were kind of on their back end of their prime, and they kind of picked up where they left off. So,
bro, salute to Where's the Fleck. Chubb and Junkins would be fire. Salute to my guy. I would love it if you got a healthy year of Nick Chubb, dog. I'm saying. I mean, I know them injuries were nasty. What the first one was? He tore his ACL, right? Completely tore it.
Didn't he tear it twice or something?
Yeah.
Or?
Didn't he break his foot last year or something? Or what was it? It was a foot injury last year.
Yeah, it was nasty. It was something bad.
Yeah,
he got his leg all twisted up or whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's nasty work, man. But if Nick Chubb comes back healthy and good to go, I would love to take a look. So look, we're gonna say this, you guys. There are some interesting names out there. I'm gonna bring these up real quick. Free agent running backs. There are a few names out there, that we can definitely take a look at. And I wouldn't be shocked if Pete Carroll went out there and got a veteran in free agency, but I think that it'd be a cheap, inexpensive kind of what's the saying I'm looking for? Reward. What is it? Low risk, high reward type pickup. That's why I think that Nick Chubb would be a guy that would work wonders, with Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll if he's healthy. But we talked about Aaron Jones. Raheem Mostert was just cut from Miami. He could be 33 years old this year. He's up there in age. Najee for sure is a name to keep an eye on. A.J. Dillon has not been great at all. I thought he was going to be a monster coming out of Boston College.
Yeah. Didn't
really do too much out there in Green Bay. Big monster. Legs look like fucking tree trunks and shit.
Yeah, he's a ribeye away from being a fullback.
Yo,
no disrespect, but it is what it is.
There's another name out there that kind of had a nice year, not last year, but what would you guys think about bringing in Javonte Williams? He's only 24 years old.
No.
Okay. Hammer just shut that shit down immediately.
What's going on with him? I'm not really too sure. Was his injuries or
injury?
He's dealt with some things. He's dealt with some
things. Did he deal with one this past season?
I don't know. They kind of had a committee of running backs. They never really committed to not one guy out there.
Right.
So they were like, it was Etienne and then not Etienne. It was Audric Estime. Then it was Javonte. They were all over the place in terms of who was running the football. So he didn't really get an opportunity to take that job, by the horns and shit. So I don't really know. Yeah, Daniel Cash and Sean Payton's system. Facts.
Yeah, you kick the tires. I think you take a flyer, at least give him a workout, see what you're working with. He's 24.
24. I mean, J.K. Dobbins is out there. He's 26. And, bro, he looked phenomenal at times. And then, got injured a little bit, still dealt with that. His market value is 4.1, 2 years, $8 million. I don't think that's bad if you can get a healthy J.K. Dobbins, but that's still a major question mark. I'm looking at these other names, Samaje P. Ryan. There's not really Kareem Hunt will be 30. And he came off the streets because they needed to bring in a running back. These guys, right? I mean, fucking Trey Sermon. Elijah Mitchell cannot stay healthy. That was a kid that I was really high on, but he can't stay healthy at all. Jordan Mason.
49ers running backs, man. It only seems to work there, though.
Shanahan, right? It's the Shanahan special, bro. But Jordan Mason's an interesting name to keep an eye on. He's only 25 years old.
How many running backs to San Francisco went down with injuries this past season?
All of them.
Like, I feel like Jordan Mason was injured every other week. Yeah. Like, no exaggeration at all. So I don't know about that, bro.
Yeah.
But I preferably would stay away from the veteran free agency pool. I just go get 2 in this draft because it's that good.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go that route, I would look at Nick Chubb. I think that would be the guy.
I would not mind Mostert for the simple fact, and hear me out, that dude is a guy that you can have for goal line situations because he is a touchdown machine. Anytime you get in the red zone, that dude seems to be very successful in finding his way into the end zone. Like, I wouldn't mind having him there, and potentially whoever we draft at the running back position, potentially be that number 1 and have Mostert be the number 2.
Yeah,
that's a guy you bring in after training camp. You know what I mean?
I'd much rather have him in the backfield over Grandpa Abdullah. Madison was productive for the most part, but
he was productive in goal line situations. You know, he gave us some touch. Somebody had to score at some point, and Madison was the guy to do it. Yeah. But I mean, I would rather have Raheem Mostert over Alexander Madison again.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But I would stay away from. He's 33 years old, man. Could you imagine bringing Amir Abdullah and Raheem back? And Abdullah may stick around another year for special teams purposes.
Oh God!
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. I can see him back. I mean, I'd rather allow him to walk, but he's a locker room, leader. They love him out there. He could be like that kind of.
What needs to be lobby spot though.
I agree. I think that year of him not going out there and really getting too many reps, and once again, what did Lobby say in every interview on his channel? He leaned on Amir Abdullah. Yeah. Abdullah was the guy he leaned on. Yeah. Veteran presence that kind of taught him the ropes, showed him the ropes, so to speak. Look, I agree. I think that Dylan needs to get those opportunities that Amir Abdullah. Go young at the running back position, man. Just go get 2 guys. You got Dylan, you got Sincere, 2 young guys themselves. Go young. Just get young. But if you're gonna go in free agency, go big at a low price. Like I said, like a Nick Chubb or one of those type of guys. Najee he's gonna be outpriced.
Right.
I think. Q says Khalil Herbert, Jaylen Warren would be nice. Warren's still under contract, isn't he?
Thought he was.
He's still under contract. And then Khalil Herbert, he got signed off the streets to Cincinnati, I believe. Because everybody, I think their starter went down.
Yeah,
but Zach Moss, right? Zach Moss went down.
Be available.
Huh?
That was for the rest of the season, though. He should be available.
Yeah, but I mean, bro, you signed him off the streets. Like you know what I mean? Like, look, if Luke Getsy was here, it makes sense because Khalil Herbert was a guy for him and they played under him with the Bears. Yeah. I'm not bringing in a Khalil Herbert, bro. Q says he's restricted. Okay. I wonder what that tag, what that price looks like.
That's a guy you bring in if you lose a guy, though. That's not somebody that you start off with and then you're trying to build throughout the season with. That's somebody you bring in, just in case somebody goes down.
Yeah, facts. Top Beat says, I think Docs will be doing those shows later in the offseason. Stay tuned. What shows are you talking about, brother? I didn't get a chance to see what bro said.
Jaylen Warren's market value is $7.1 million.
Okay. Salute to S. Dot. What I know for sure is whatever guard we do pick up, if minimum, he can leg squat 600 pounds and bench 29 plus reps of 225. Very specific, S. Dot. We have a beast on our hands. This is my foundation check marks at guard. Speak that shit, S. Dot. The trenches, God himself has spoken. Salute to S. Dot. It's not offensive line talk unless S. Dot comes in and spits that ism. Salute to my guy S. Dot on a 600 pounds leg squat. Salute to Troy.
Squala, city of Squala.
That shit is the most funniest shit in the world. Brady said his best attribute, he can read the defense. Doesn't matter how strong the arm is. Sanders fits perfectly with Pete Carroll. I agree, Troy. That's why he's my favorite quarterback in this year's draft. I think that he worked wonders with Pete, Chip Kelly, and once again would be able to handle all the noise and light that comes with Las Vegas. Salute to Troy, man, my dog. Salute to Hug Dizzle on the $5 special as well. Shieldmore gang. Y'all get a pick first, second, and third. Who are each of you taking? Wait. What?
So you
get a pick first, second, and third.
Yeah.
Okay. Big Mike, you get the first round. Who you taking? We're not even gonna do a mock draft. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get us to do a mock, but we'll do this off the top of the dome right now. We're gonna give Mike the early because I know Mike hasn't done his due diligence yet with this specific class, but I know you know the first round like a motherfucker. So you take the first, Hammer, you get the second, I'll take the third.
Oh man, because it's a lot of moving pieces, right? Like,
Yeah.
Are quarterbacks dropping? Are they going to be picked 1, 2, 3? Then we
We're
got
going
to
off of
go.
what you think. What you think can happen.
I think it's going to end up being. I think quarterbacks are going to end up dropping, including the Cam Ward.
Ooh.
I think a guy like Abdul Carter. He's the best person in the draft. He's the best player in this draft, and he should be one.
Mm-hmm.
You got even a guy like Travis Hunter. Yeah. His value is a little bit high to me. I don't think that he should be in the top 5 like that.
Ooh.
There's guys out there that
talk, Mike.
I'm just saying from what I'm seeing, and I like Mason Graham, man.
Okay. I
like Mason Graham. I like to bolster this front offensive line, but I think, to be honest with you, I think that we're going to end up getting Shedeur Sanders at number 6. That's my gut feeling. I think you're going to end up getting Shedeur at 6. He's going to drop to 6.
Hammer, who you taking there in a second?
I could go a couple of different ways with this. I kind of am looking. This is a 1A, 1B thing for me. I'm looking at either a running back or I take that back. I'm looking at like 3 options right now. I'm looking at a receiver. I'm looking at a running back. I'm looking at a guard. Depending, we need a guard. We need somebody that's going to be able to protect our future face of the franchise, right?
Yeah. You think Donovan Jackson's there?
I think Jackson could be there, but I could even think, hey, 3rd round we can get the guard. 2nd round, I could look at the receiver out of Ohio State if he's available. Amika.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or
I think he'll be a 1st round guy.
It's really up in the air right now, like where we could potentially go with that, though. But even
Booker's gonna be gone. That's he may be a top 10 pick.
What about Amarion Hampton?
There you go. I think that's the perfect pick for me in the 2nd round. Even though I think he may even slide into the 1st. Pause and second. But I think that's the move to make if an Amarion Hampton's available. In the 3rd, I'm looking at the receiver position. I am. If you get your quarterback and you get your running back, I'm just going with straight offense those first 3 rounds. I'm looking at the guards, but there's some sneaky ones there in the mid to later rounds that I'm already in the mid round, like that 5th to 6th round that I can take a look at. And I'm already interested in a guy that played in Philadelphia this past year in Becton that I think we can bring in for inexpensive, have him play a guard for us. I would love that move. But
Trey Smith, like your life depended on it.
Man, I would probably take Becton over Trey Smith. Least expensive, more inexpensive. I like Trey. Trey got killed in the Super Bowl, man. He got smoked.
Trey is fucking proven better, bro. Mekhi Becton had 1 good year. And you said
Hey, Trey Smith did too.
You yourself last week when we did the show that Becton could be asking for tackle money.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying if he sticks at guard, I would take a look at Becton in free agency. But I'll take a receiver there. I think Trey Harris is going to be gone. That's like one of my favorite wide receivers in this year's draft. I think he'll be gone in the 2nd round. Maybe even a team takes a flyer there in the 20s on Trey Harris, the young pup out of Ole Miss. I'm looking at I always butcher his name. Was it Jack Beach?
Yeah, I know you're talking.
Monster. Yeah. Take a look at him. I love. I'm trying to see who else I can look at here in the 3rd round. Potentially Higgins, Iowa State. The big body wide receiver there in the 3rd round. So Brayden Higgins, I like Beach better because it sounds like bitch. I'm gonna go with Jack Beach.
Beach.
Jack Beach. You know what I mean? Him or Higgins there in the 3rd round. And then that 2nd, 3rd rounder, you can look at a guard potentially, or you can start looking at the defensive side of the football.
Yeah. So, I want to attack the trenches, the offensive line, particularly in free agency.
Yes, me too.
That's what I want to get because there's some good guards out there. I just did a quick search. We got Will Fries from the Colts. He was top 10 in both pass and run blocking.
Put the fries in the bag, bro.
Put the fries in the bag. And don't you want a guard with his last name Fries? Like, come on, man. Like,
come on,
get
bro.
that. Tevin Jenkins, that's another one.
And all right.
Zeitler from the Lions.
Yeah,
that's another one. So those are the guys I'll be looking at guard, man.
All right, let's have some fun, you guys, before we get out of here. I'm not going to do a mock draft today. There's something interesting that I seen on Twitter that I want to share with you guys. Everybody, let's have some fun with this one. So they went on Twitter. I believe it's FanDuel. FanDuel did a way too early 2025 QB rankings.
I saw that. Yeah.
They're going off of who they think what player will be at what team and so on and so forth. I want your guys' opinion on this. And I also want the chat to be very involved in the chat with this, okay? Because this is going to be fun because, bro, Derek Carr cannot, everybody's on DC's neck, bro. Like, it's crazy. This is how they have these rankings going. And Hammer, I'm going to start with you because I know you haven't been on Twitter. I know you've been working like a maniac. Look at this shit, bro. Okay. Way too early ranking. Josh Allen at 1. Lamar Jackson, 2. Patrick Mahomes, 3. Joe Burrow, 4. Jalen Hurts, 5. I don't care how you slice it. You can argue that can go any other way, but I agree. Hurts is coming off of a Super Bowl. I think that he's too high on the list, but he deserves it. It's Super Bowl MVP right there. Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud, Dak at 8. Jordan Love at 9. 10, Baker Mayfield. I can't really fight with some of these. I'd move Dak down. And CJ Stroud kind of had a down season last year too. But you got Goff at 11, which, Ben Johnson's gone. So he may fall a little bit. You never really know. Yeah. Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford with Pittsburgh at 13. Caleb Williams at 14 with Chicago with Ben Johnson. Trevor Lawrence at 15 with Cohen out there. This is new head coach. Geno at 16. Drake May at 17. Sam Darnold with the Raiders at 18.
Please no, man.
Kyler Murray, 19 with the Cardinals. Bo Nix, 20 with the Broncos. Tua, 21. Bryce Young, 22. Brock Purdy, 23. J.J. McCarthy, 2024. Justin Fields with the Jets. Michael Penix Jr., 26. Aaron Rodgers with the Rams at 27. Can see him and Devontae going out there. Then move on from that Matthew Stafford deal.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yep.
Shador Sanders with the Giants. They're at 28. Anthony Richardson at 29. Cam Ward at 30 with the Browns. Derek Dallas Carr at 31. Damn. The only player under him, Will Levis at 32. This is FanDuel playing a guessing game of what quarterback is going to be where and where they are in terms of production. Way too early rankings. What do you guys think about this? Because I feel like people think I hate DC, and I would put him above a few of these quarterbacks on this list. But what do you guys feel about these rankings? Hammer, how you feeling, bro?
I think they got it wrong for the Giants. It's going to be Garrett Green or Quinn Ewers.
Where's Jackson Dart? Somebody's bench?
Yeah, somebody's bench.
Okay. All right.
I mean, Derek Carr it should even be on this list.
No, Spencer Rattler should be.
Right. I was about to say Spencer Rattler.
They got Anthony Richardson over Derek Carr, bro.
That's crazy. Anthony Richardson, he should not even be in the top 32.
Bro, they got Justin Fields over Derek Carr. And this guy's a 4-time Pro Bowler. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow. That's crazy. That's a wild list.
I'm putting this out here right now. The new Pro Bowl format does not count for Pro Bowlers. Like, fuck that. Keep that shit exempt. He's a
3-time Pro Bowler. But this is nasty work. But I want to ask you, what do you guys think about how they pinpointed some of these guys? Aaron with the Rams. Can you see that happening?
I can.
They've actually been talking about that for about 2 weeks now. So I think it is a possibility.
What about Justin Fields to the Jets? Him and Garrett Wilson, still young. Pair those guys up. Ohio State.
That's a horrible matchup. That's a horrible.
Who was their offensive coordinator?
And who did Aaron Glenn sign over there to be their OC?
Let me look this up.
I don't even know. Yeah, man. Purdy down at 23. And this kid's supposed to be looking at a $50-60 million deal out there.
Yeah.
They look
like 23 is crazy.
They got Bo Nix regressing in year 2 with Sean Payton to 20. Sam Darnold at 18. So essentially we have a middle of the pack quarterback there with Sam Darnold. How do you guys feel about that?
Man, I want to give Sam Darnold a chance, but he really, really I was off the bandwagon with him when he was saying he was seeing ghosts when he was playing the Patriots a few years back. I know that was early in his career, but man, that's an ugly look, man. I know
It's
he's
Nick
gotten
Haley.
a lot better. Yeah.
There you go, Hammer. Right there.
Tanner Engstrand is the Jets offensive coordinator.
Oh, he said Nick Haley from the Rams.
Nick Haley.
What did he go? I'm looking at the Jets official website right now. It says offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand.
Bro said Carr over Darnold. Yeah, man, I'd rather have Sam Darnold 10 times out of 10 at this point in their career. Now, I'm taking prime DC over Sam Darnold for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even make any sense. But right now, we're talking about the Derek Carr that played last year with the Saints. Oh, come on. We're not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the Matthew Stafford connection with Pittsburgh? That'd be interesting. They got to beef up that O-line out there.
Yeah, I can see it. But
who are their receivers?
They got Pickens, and they're going to
Pickens is going to be gone.
How do you know that?
I had heard talks about that for several weeks. He's probably not going to be back there this coming season.
Hey, we'll give him the Raiders. He's a head case, bro. Fits right in. Hey, let them finesse us like they always do. Get a 3rd and 5th out of us for George Pickens. Still always find a way to get us, to give us a head case for a fucking mid-round picks.
Find a way to just reunite really quickly and have Stafford and Kupp goes to Pittsburgh.
Hey, that's a good point. Somebody said that Russell Wilson's not on this list.
And understandably so. I mean, they went on a 5-game skid last year, to end the season, and Russ didn't play that great. I mean,
as a starter last season, he went 6-5 while Fields went 4-2.
He's still a top 32 quarterback, though. I mean, he's better than Will Levis. He's better than Anthony Richardson.
Is he better than Derek Carr?
He's better than Derek Carr. He's better. He's better than Derek
Carr,
bro.
Holy shit, bro. This is fucked up, bro. We're so far from 2016 DC, man. This hurts my soul to say this shit. Man, Baker top 10. Jordan Love at 9. I think they got the top 10 right. I think they have I take Dak out of there and I put Goff in the top 10, but I'm not mad about that list.
I think Stafford's a top 10 quarterback, man. Stafford's a top 10 guy.
I think they're taking into account that they're going Matt Stafford from Sean McVay Stafford with those weapons, the Pukas, and
I can see that
to Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's how you gotta have to look at this and kind of gauge that.
Yeah, because it's all system in that situation. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it's refreshing to see that Herbert is not in the top 10, though. I'll say it until he proves me otherwise. He is not a top 10 quarterback in this league. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
He's a middle of the pack guy.
Salute to Jake, by the way.
Salute to Jake. No, but I thought this was funny, man. I was like, we gotta talk about this real quick. But that's crazy. They got Darnold to the Raiders. They have Stafford going to Pittsburgh, and they have Fields going to the Jets, Aaron going to the Rams, Shador Giants, Cam Ward Cleveland. I think both those teams. I think the Giants I think they do some crazy shit, bro, and they get Jackson Dart.
I can see that. I can see it. I don't see Shador going to the Giants. I just don't believe it.
No.
I just don't believe it. Historically, I mean, it's just they've never went that route. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think Shador's going to the Giants.
Well, there you go. My Wi-Fi is low-key tripping. My apologies, y'all. Can you see me? We're good?
Yeah, you're good, bro. You're good.
Okay. Real quick, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank y'all for pulling up for the Shieldmore Live tonight. We'll be active. Well, I know for sure I'll be active all week long. We got a lot of got some guests on the way. We got some interviews lined up. We're gonna be doing a bunch of mock draft shows, a bunch of combine stuff coming up, you guys. I will be out there on Friday. I'll be flying out Friday morning, and I'll be at Lucas Oil Friday afternoon. So me and Stu will be over there kicking it with some guys that you guys may be interested in getting some. I think we're gonna be out there with Greg Olson. So hopefully I can get a little conversation, a little interview with our new quarterbacks coach, which he has familiarity with Matthew Stafford. You guys, he was the former quarterbacks coach with the Rams. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he feels about potentially bringing Stafford into the fold. But you guys want to promote anything or anything on the way out?
Where's the flag? They've never drafted a black quarterback in the first round ever. Historically,
yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Never. We might be doing tomorrow if I have time. I'm gonna try to get on, do our mock Mondays. Probably give you guys like 2 or 3 mock drafts, and we can mess around with it. Maybe do some different scenarios. I talked to Graf, but unfortunately, Graf will not. Unfortunately, he's doing big things. Graf will be at the combine next weekend. So, Mister Nacho Libre down at the bottom.
Where are you going to be after the Elimination Chamber?
Elimination.
When is that?
Bro?
Saturday.
You around?
I might be. My mom's birthday's on that day, so I might be busy on that one. But I'll let you know.
Please, if anything, if since Graf will be at the combine, if Mike is available, Babyface Heels podcast will do play-by-play of the 2025 Elimination Chamber. So stay tuned for that, guys.
There you go, man. Other than that, appreciate every single one of you guys for always rocking with us. As always, make sure you guys wipe them feet, break them thumbs, and all that good stuff on the way out. What else do we say? We got break them thumbs. We got light the thumb. We got wipe them feet. We got pay your bar tabs. Yeah. And Andy, everything fucking sucks, B. Everything fucking sucks. You know what I mean? So we got that too. So as always, you guys, thank you so much for pulling up. Thank you to my brothers. I sent the bat signal out there. My guy said, "Come on, man, say less." And fuck you, wasted. Fuck you, wasted.
We got one more.
You know he's watching too.
Fuck you, man.
And when I leave, come together like butt cheeks.
Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, love. Appreciate you guys all. We out of here.
That's what I'm talking about.